Welcome back, dear learners, to the 12-week Swayambhu course on Indian Economic Development. I, Dr. Amisha Gupta from Department of Economics, Banaras Hindu University, am going to discuss about the social safety net programs, and this is our 11th week and 4th lecture. First, we will discuss about outline of lecture 4. Here, we will be discussing the key components of social safety net programs, and here we are going to discuss only the first two key components of social safety net programs, that is conditional cash transfer and unconditional cash transfer. As per World Bank, the social safety nets can be defined as policies and programs that help individuals and families to manage risk, volatility, to protect them from poverty and inequality and help them to access economic opportunity. Dear students, in last lecture we have discussed about the concept of social safety net programs, as well as we have discussed the importance of social safety net programs, its challenges, and further first take a revision of what is social safety net programs. That is, social safety net or social assistance programs are based on core set of instruments including cash, in-kind and productive inclusion interventions. Such programs build on country level delivery system for identification, payments and social registries to ensure that safety net transfers reach the right beneficiaries at the right time. If we talk about the components of social safety net programs, the classification of social safety net programs or social assistance programs into 8 harmonized categories on the basis of the objective of the programs. Here, the key components of social safety net programs can be divided into 8 parts. The very first one is conditional cash transfers, next is unconditional cash transfers, social pensions, food and in-kind transfers, school feeding, public works and job creation, fee waivers and subsidies, and in last all those things which have left behind and which are not included in the first 7 categories, they will become under other social assistance program. Here, this table has been taken from Aspire database, and here 8 categories have been mentioned and their subcategories has already been mentioned. Dear learners, we are going to discuss only the first 2 program category in this lecture, and the rest of the 6 components will be discussed in our next lecture, that is lecture 5. So, moving towards our first key components, that is unconditional cash transfer programs. Here, the unconditional cash transfer programs do not require beneficiary to perform any specific action to be eligible for the benefit. That means they do not have to perform any kind of specific action for getting benefits of this program, and however, these programs may require beneficiaries to meet certain criteria or have a certain status to be eligible. For example, for a poverty targeted benefit, a household must be below a poverty threshold. Under this program, 6 further subcategories are being included, that is poverty targeted cash transfer, further last resort programs, next is family, children, orphan alliance including orphans and vulnerable children benefits, non-contributory funeral grants or burial allowance, emergency cash support including support to the refugees and returning migrants, and finally public charity that includes zakat, etc. Here we can say this categorized list of Indian government schemes that provide unconditional cash transfers, mean cash support is given without conditions related to behavior or compliance. Here we can say that unconditional cash transfers mainly address income security by providing cash support without behavioral prerequisites such as school attendance or healthcare visits, aiming at poverty alleviation and social protection. So, here on the basis of their objectives, the unconditional cash transfer programs have been classified under 5 categories, that is poverty targeted cash transfers, family children orphan alliance, non-contributory funeral grants, emergency cash support and public charity or including zakat. Now, we will be discussing each and every category one by one. The very first category is poverty targeted cash transfers, or we can say that is last resort programs. Under this, by Government of India, certain schemes have been launched. That is, the very first scheme is Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi. Under this, targeted income support to small and marginal farmers. Further, this is a central sector scheme, and the purpose of this scheme is to supplement the financial needs of all landholding farmers' families in procuring various inputs and also domestic needs. For these programs, the beneficiaries are all the landholding farmers subject to certain exclusions. And finally, we can say the benefits, that is 6,000 per year will be provided in 3 equal installments of rupees 2,000 each for every 4 months. Next is National Social Assistance Program, NSAP. It provides social pensions to elderlies, widows and disabled persons who live below poverty line. The National Social Assistance Program is an umbrella program that includes several unconditional pension schemes for the elderly, widows and person with disabilities from below poverty line households. Here, the program launched by Government of India under this category will be Indira Gandhi National Old Age Pension Scheme, Indira Gandhi National Widow Pension Scheme, Indira Gandhi National Disability Pension Scheme, National Family Benefit Scheme, which also provides a one-time lump sum grant of rupees 20,000 to the bereaved household in the event of the death of a primary breadwinner. The next category will be the Family Children Orphan Alliance, including orphans and vulnerable children benefits. Under this, the programs launched by the Government of India will be Integrated Child Development Services, which provides nutritional and health support for children, pregnant and lactating mothers. Next is Balika Samriddhi Yojana, which is now been merged with Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana, under which the savings program for girl children for their education and marriage expenses are being provided. Further, Child Protection Services through the Ministry of Women and Child Development. Here, various programs which provides care and protection for orphans and vulnerable children are under this category. Next is National Foster Care Scheme. It is under discussion that it is for orphan care and support. Further, next one is Non-contributory funeral grants and burial allowances. Here, specific national level schemes are limited, but some states provide funeral assistance grants or last rite support under social welfare departments. It varies from state to state. Some states give certain kind of provision and other states certain. So, it varies from state to states. Further, certain tribal or local community schemes may have non-contributory funeral benefits. The next category is emergency cash support, including support to refugees and returning migrants. Under this, the government has provided certain schemes, that is, the very first one is Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana, emergency relief and cash transfer for vulnerable populations during COVID-19 pandemic. Next is state government's ad hoc relief, and it varies from state government to government or varies from state to state, and it also varies according to the emergency context for migrants and refugees. And finally, Migrant Worker Welfare Fund, which provides some support to returning migrants in distress. And last one is public charity, including zakat. Here, zakat and similar religious charity are managed by community organizations. Here, no official government schemes but recognized as important social support in Muslim communities will be provided, and government may sometimes facilitate disaster relief fund and charitable donations via public channels, but not specifically to zakat. So, we can say that this list reflects a mix of central and state government programs which address the specific categories with varying coverage and entitlements, which aimed at comprehensive social protection for vulnerable groups in India. The second major category is conditional cash transfers. Here, conditional cash transfer program aim to reduce poverty by making welfare programs conditional upon actions by the beneficiaries. The government or the implementing agency transfers the money only to those households or persons or beneficiaries that meet certain criteria in the form of actions such as enrolling children in public schools, getting regular checkups at the doctor's office, and receiving vaccinations or alike. So, here what we can say that conditional cash transfer programs seek to help the current generation in poverty and to break the cycle of poverty for the next generation by developing human capital. The conditional cash transfer schemes represents a shift in the focus of social policy from supply side provisioning to addressing demand side constraints. They typically have multiple objectives that foster the virtuous cycle between social protection and human development. The early conditional cash transfer schemes had two main objectives. The very first one is to reduce poverty and to enhance capabilities of the poor. While these appear as two distinct objectives, in reality they constitute two phases of the single objective of poverty reduction, with the cash transfer as a part addressing poverty in the short run and the conditionality component addressing poverty in the long run through building of human capital or human capabilities, and thereby reducing the intergenerational transmission of poverty. Here is a categorized list of important Indian government schemes that function as conditional cash transfers. That is, households receive cash support only if they meet certain conditions, that is such as vaccination or institutional delivery, etc. So, the very first category will be the maternal and child health conditional cash transfers. Under this, the very first program will be the Janani Suraksha Yojana. Here, the cash incentive is being provided for pregnant women who deliver in health institution and meet antenatal health care or health visit conditions. Second one is Indira Gandhi Matritva Sahyog Yojana, or Pradhan Mantri Matri Vandana Yojana. Under this, the conditional cash transfers will be provided for pregnant or lactating women linked to health and nutrition behavior like antenatal checkups and child vaccinations. Next one is maternity support, that is, while some maternity benefits schemes are conditional, like we have discussed the Pradhan Mantri Matri Vandana Yojana, which provides cash incentives not less than 6,000 to pregnant and lactating women to encourage better health seeking behavior and is often classified as cash transfer, though typically with some conditions like institutional delivery. Next is girl child and education linked conditional cash transfer programs. The very first one is Dhanalakshmi scheme. Under this, the conditional cash benefits will be provided to the families of girl children tied to birth registration, immunization and school enrollment and delayed marriage. If they meet these criteria, then conditional cash benefits will be provided to them. Next is Ladli Lakshmi Yojana, which is being given in the certain states, that is Madhya Pradesh and other. Under this, the cash benefits contingent on girls' child immunization, regular schooling and remaining unmarried until the age of 18, then they will be provided a cash benefits. Next one is Apni Beti Apna Dhan, which is being provided by the state government of Haryana. Under this, the financial incentive to parents redeemable at the age of 18 if the girl child remains unmarried and has maintained schooling attendance. Next is other conditional cash transfers. Under this, Balika Samriddhi Yojana, for which the cash incentive for girl child birth and further tranches linked to school enrollment and continued educational benefits will be provided. Next is state specific school attendance incentive schemes, which vary across states and are often linked to minimum attendance, pass rates or progression. Thus, we can say that these conditional cash transfers promote social goals like safe motherhood, delayed child marriage, girls' education and improvise children's health by directly linking cash benefits to achievement of desirable behavior or social outcomes. Thank you.